Welcome to another episode of Dad's Rules with Kevin Belzer, and today I'm joined by Melissa Belzer. And let's talk about Taylor Swift's new album.
Okay. I've listened to some of it.
I've listened to just a little bit of it. I don't know about you, but I may be a Swiftie.
Are you a Swiftie?
I feel like I'm a Swiftie.
I don't know. I like her.
Let's see. I just had it
I
all.
know there are different opinions out there, but it's a very much more, I don't know, mature content. It's a little more serious, I think.
She says fucking shit a lot more on this album.
I didn't even mean just that. I mean,
if that's what you meant by mature
I just prefer to not
audience.
have that, but it's fine.
On a tangent real quick before I forget.
Okay.
Because I won't forget about Taylor because I'm literally holding CDs in my hand. Our guest is staying in our house was watching something and it said for mature audiences only on the TV, and I told him he had to stop. I had to leave the room.
Yep. Because
I wanted to say for immature audiences only.
That's right.
I thought that would have been funny.
That would have been funny.
Anyway, it's almost a dad joke.
That's how we roll. It's okay. It's dad rules.
So this is the new Taylor Swift album. I may have a few different copies of it. And you go, why would you have multiple copies of the Taylor Swift album? Well, because she did this neat/nasty thing where she did a bonus track, but it was one per special edition.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I had to buy the album, 4 times in order to get all of them. So I did that. I know that there's a lot of controversy surrounding this album.
It's an artist. They're going to tell stories, whether they're real stories or whatever, or, it might be stories that they've heard for somewhere else. It's art, I guess.
Well, they've already deciphered some of the stuff and figured out which previous ex-lover some of the songs were about.
Have they? I'm not at that far. Maybe I'm not a Swiftie.
I'm way down the rabbit hole. It's like you could ask me things about politics. I'd be like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. But this, I may actually know what you're talking about.
Okay.
So anyway, they went into that. And
That's
I didn't know that she dated Matt Healy.
I don't know if I knew that or not.
Matt?
Who's that? Who's Matt Healy?
Oh, I'm almost positive. Let's see.
An artist? A musician?
I'm not going to find it right now.
I don't know if I
think
knew that.
he's in 1975.
Oh, maybe that sounds right.
Yeah, I think he's in 1975.
I probably just didn't know his name.
Well, if we have 1975, it would be up in that top corner, and I'd have to climb the ladder to get to it. So we're not going to do that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, we're just going to leave it be.
Okay. Oh, because you started with numbers? I didn't actually look at how you started it.
Yep, started with numbers.
They were at the end, weren't they?
I was indecisive on where I wanted stuff.
Okay.
But they've been numbers for a few years.
Okay.
So I did numbers first, and then it goes to A, of course.
And this time we went like this.
And then at the very end, it is soundtracks.
Okay.
Or like, if it's not soundtracks, it'd be like those various artist CDs that they get put out. Right. Summer Fun Volume 1.
Right.
The TV stuff that was out back in the days.
Right.
It could be that stuff. However, I have exceptions. If it's a soundtrack where it was one artist that did everything, it goes with the artist.
Okay, that's fair.
Prince and the Revolution, Purple Rain, it goes in Purple Rain.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Under the Cherry Moon goes in Prince.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. But if it's a bunch of people like Footloose, it can go down in the soundtracks.
Yeah, soundtrack. That's fair.
Yeah. So I can leave it like that.
All right.
Anyway, lots of controversy around Taylor. People reading into the songs and saying anti-Christian, whatever. I don't know her viewpoints, but we did talk about this not on the podcast, where I had my opinion on how you should handle if you don't like someone like that. Instead of people going out and trying to publicly hang her or whatever they wanted to do to her. I was going to say crucify, but I think that's a little too much on the money.
Too far, yeah.
That why not instead, if you're truly a Christian, would you just not pray for her? It's like, if you're really worried about them, are you just going to throw her away? Or are you going to just pray for her instead? That was my 2 cents on it.
Yeah.
And I am a Christian. I even wrote about it in my first book. Rule number 10, know God. and I wrote about it in there. I have my opinions on it, and I am definitely pro-Christian, but I do believe that a lot of people take it to where they think that everybody should be perfect on their journey, and there was only one person that ever walked the planet that was perfect, and that was Jesus.
Yeah.
And ain't none of y'all Jesus.
Definitely not.
Yeah. All right, let's get to a card.
Let's do that. He's fishing through the card boxes. I'm scared.
There
As
is.
we blow the dust off of another box.
Yeah, this
Because
is
we've decided it's been too long.
Best Self
Deck.
Impact Deck. Not a sponsor. Very well should be.
We'd like that. Oh, that's fine.
I would love to have sponsors. I would love to have an energy drink sponsor me. And it could just be that week because, as we've talked about before, some weeks am like, I'm in the mood for Bang. Other weeks, Ghost. And other weeks, First Form. Because I just don't like to get tired of anything.
Right. Ooh, the First Form Orange Sunrise is so good.
It is. And it is Andy Frisella's favorite. I would say my favorite.
Your talking is so funny.
My favorite would be Screamin' Freedom.
Screamin' Freedom.
Screamin' Freedom is pretty good.
That's a good one.
They got a new one called Berry Dream, but I haven't found it at the QT yet because now they're in all the QTs across the country, which is really cool. So, no, they don't have that yet.
I know, and I want that.
They keep teasing us that someday they're going to do grape and cream soda and release them on the same day.
Please.
But anyway, the next flavor they just released in the last 30, 60 days was Berry Dream.
Yeah, I don't know if I tried that.
I don't know what it'll be.
Yeah.
But Screamin' Freedom, that's the one I recommend. Hit a QT. Right now they're on sale for $2 for $5.
Or maybe your local convenience
Not a sponsor. No, they're in QTs. They're not.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're in QTs, and then you can go to like nutrition stores and get them there. But I think that's it for the moment.
Okay.
So we're going to grab a card, and this one is nice 70s color. It is Reflections.
Okay.
Not sure what Reflections is about.
We haven't had this one before, right?
Supposedly that small stack there is the ones we've done before.
Okay.
Where are you placing blame unnecessarily for something that happened in your life?
Placing blame unnecessarily?
Where are you placing blame unnecessarily for something that happened in your life?
Something that happened in my life. Like...
Well, I know grown-ass adults that everything is somebody else's fault and not their own, where they are clearly placing the blame for all the shortcomings in their life, the fact that they are trying to figure out how they're going to live on $1,100 a month in Social Security because they never got off their ass and did anything other than do the bare minimum so they could have weekends off and only work 9 to 5 if they even worked that.
Yeah. No, gotta
take self-accountability.
We're trying to get our kids to put stuff away earlier too, so it's earlier than what we did because we didn't put enough away either. We
are at the time in our life where we are going to have to put massive amounts of money away.
That's what we're doing right now. That's why we don't have any. I don't know. I think the dog. No. The house is always a mess. And I know it's not just me, but maybe if I'd done a better job of... I mean, I think I showed them organization, but it's crazy. I'm like, why are you doing it like that? So I think if everybody did their little part, I think it would make it easier. So I'm trying to dig my way out of it right now, which is making progress. It's just, I want it to be faster.
My mom eventually just gave up and said she would do it when we all moved out. And the funny thing is, once we all moved out, she did do it.
That's true. That is true. Like, completely, that's true.
But I'm like, no, I can't handle that.
No, I don't. No. That's why I'm doing it now.
I do know that some place that I placed blame unnecessarily in my past for something would be my happiness. I let how other people treated me in the past dictate my unhappiness.
Okay.
I'd say that was something. In the day that I decided to take accountability for it was the day it felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulders.
That makes sense.
Yep. Rule number 19 is it's all your fault. And if you live off of rule 19, this card becomes so freaking easy.
Yeah, that's true.
And people go, well, that seems crazy. What about if somebody dies? Well, it's like, of course you're going to be sad.
Yeah.
And it's not your fault that they died.
No.
However, it is your fault on how you react to it moving forward.
Yeah, everybody grieves differently too, but...
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not saying you're not allowed to grieve or anything.
No.
But you do have to take into account that you're still alive, you're still here, you still owe it to others to be the most kick-ass person that you possibly can be, because I'm assuming for most people, their circle isn't just the one person that left the planet.
Well, that's probably true for most people, but maybe for some people it's not, so it does have a bigger effect on them.
That gets into a whole different can of worms.
Yeah.
And my feeling is that most people that watch this, watch the Reels, watch the YouTube, listen to the Spotify and Apple, that's not the case. They have a tight circle, but I bet their circle isn't just one.
But I think there's a small point though. You do have to be there for people if they are grieving, because you can't just go, well, at least you have your legs. Oh. I mean, you don't want to discount that either.
Oh, no.
You can't do that either. That doesn't help.
You can't be cold, heartless.
No, people just...
That's not what I'm saying at all.
Yeah, no, I know. No, I'm not saying you're saying that. I'm just saying you gotta find that area.
That would be awful.
Yeah, to go, be awful.
Oh, your wife died yesterday?
Well,
pick yourself up off the floor, dust yourself off.
It just wouldn't happen like that.
Let's go see a movie.
It just wouldn't happen like that.
No. But you do have to be accountable for yourself, and you have to, and obviously that's always the extreme that people push towards. And it's like, no, that's not it. It's like, that's a minor little item. Is as far as what I'm talking about is the amount of stuff that happens throughout the day that you want to blame. I'm not saying that somebody dying is minor. I'm using the wrong word.
You're saying the general things.
But I'm like, there's thousands of things that happen throughout the day, and people will blame it on someone else. Well, I can't work out because, well, it's 75 out and I like it when it's 74. So because it's not 74 out, it's God's fault that I'm fat and out of shape.
So you just pivot is what you're saying. Pivot.
And this donut in my hands, well, this is the baker's fault. Never mind that I handed in my debit card.
Okay, yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm saying there's a lot of things that just people blame other people for. They go, well, all these people are putting processed crap in my food, so it's their fault that I'm unhealthy. You could, however, stop eating the crappy food.
Some accountability in that.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is most people lack accountability on all this. So, wrap it up. The question again for you playing at home was, where are you placing blame unnecessarily for something that happened in your life? That's going to do it for this week's episode. Okay. Hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, like, review, share, leave feedback. As always, it helps the show grow. Go to dadsruleswag.com to get badass shirts like the one I'm wearing. And until next time, go out and be the kick-ass adult I know you all can be.